Haunt Squad is on all of your favorite social media sites. You can find us at facebook.com/HauntSquad, twitter.com/HauntSquad, instagram.com/Haunt_squad, and search Haunt Squad on YouTube for podcast episodes and investigation videos. Stay spooky with Haunt Squad, Haunt Squad, Haunt Squad, Haunt Squad, Haunt Squad.
What's Prince Boomer got in mind now? Oh! Right from the top rope, right base runs over, referee is down, new champion!
Here's your winner, and new Lucha Underground champion,
In a world filled with supernatural phenomena, three explorers of the unknown answer the real questions concerning the field of paranormal investigation. Vinny Gomez, Natalie Jane, and Mike Wolfer guide you to the depths of paranormal studies, creepy movies, games, and comics, and more from the world of horror and geek culture. Turn out the lights, turn on your EMF detector, and prepare yourself for the Haunt Squad podcast.
California lady, won't you bring your love to me, California lady.
And that's the story, the awesome collision on the moon today. This is Gary Kanan from our news center in Albuquerque.
That's a great stew. What's in it?
Oh, a lot of things. Chicken, corn, green peppers, chili, onions. Well, it's an old recipe around here.
Oh boy.
Yeah. The Johnny Longbow stew recipe. I can't resist.
It makes me laugh every time.
And the song, California Lady.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? We're going to get to that later.
Okay. Hi.
Hey. I'm Mike.
I'm Natalie.
And we're Haunt Squad. Once again this week, Vinny is not with us because on the last episode, we talked about how the huge apocalyptic snowstorm had screwed up our schedules. So, but Vinny will be back next week. So this week we're winging it once again, at Casa de
Wolfer.
Wolfer?
Yeah.
Okay. And in the room with us, we've got
the usual suspects.
Chantico and Freya.
I wish that they could see them because Freya's just chewing on a piece of cardboard and Chantico's laying down, stretched out, watching her. Freya is our, what do we call her? Our. Freya is our, Freya is our eternal kitten.
She is.
She's just not growing up. Everything is just full of awe and wonder.
Every single day. Every time I walk up to her, in fact, I can be standing there talking to her, walk away, come back 5 minutes later, and she looks at me like, "Who are you?
Yep.
What, hey, when did we get stairs?" Like, everything is amazing to her.
When did we get a ceiling fan?
Well, hopefully they're going to be quiet, but you know what? If they're not, doesn't matter.
You know it's going to be Lucha time.
You know what?
It is.
Lucha. Okay, look, first of all, we're Haunt Squad. We talk about scary stuff. We're paranormal investigators, so we talk about our adventures doing that, and we love to talk about horror movies and comics and anything spooky. Mm-hmm. But this week, we've got to talk about Lucha Underground.
We do.
Well, we do that every week.
We do. We can't help ourselves, but now that it's back.
Yeah, season 2 has started. The first episode was last Wednesday. It was all right.
Yeah, as good as you could expect. It was freaking awesome.
It was.
It was.
It was absolutely...
I'm going to say it was amazing. I'm going to say that.
Say
that
it.
So overused. It was amazing.
Oh, it was.
Yeah, it was incredible. It was just phenomenal, fantastic, incredible, all that stuff.
Here's the thing. We talk about this show. It's a wrestling show. And yes, it is scripted, but it's so different. We keep... at least I do. I keep driving this point home over and over and over. It's not like a wrestling show.
Yeah, it's not like anything else out there.
It's like a drama.
Mm-hmm. It's a telenovela.
It is.
Wrestling, lucha, telenovela. And it's great.
The matches themselves are ridiculous. They are unbelievably entertaining, but it's all that other stuff that they do before and after the matches and during the matches. We see a lot of different film vignettes, and they have all these backstories that I've said it's filmed with that Robert Rodriguez flair. Beautiful, and they're moody, and they've got really cool background music and all of that.
Yeah.
And there's like a spooky, scary motif to everything they do. So that's why it appeals to us.
And we've said before that it is technically, we consider it supernatural because you have characters in there who rise from the dead, who won't die. You have dragons. You have a dragon that was reincarnated as a man. You have Drago. You have Mil Muertes.
Oh my
you have
God.
Thousand Deaths. You have Phoenix, who rises.
So
it's great.
If anybody has not seen it yet, you heard at the very beginning of the episode, my little intro, you heard a little audio segment from the end of Ultima Lucha last season. Hey, what's going on over here? Oh, cats. Where Mil Muertes won the championship title from Prince Puma, who had held it all year long, all season long. So, the beginning of this season, Mil Muertes and Katrina and the Disciples of Death, they have basically taken over the temple. And in fact, Dario Cueto, who was the promoter, he's been booted out. He split. He left with Black Lotus and Matanza, who is his brother. We've never really gotten a good look at Matanza, but he's some kind of monstrous, horrible, scary thing. And he did in Bale last season.
Yeah, he ate him up, so...
You know what? I'm kind of wondering... Okay, I'm going off on a tangent here. Is Bale really dead, though? We saw them hold him up against the
rails,
bars or whatever, where Matanza was caged.
You
and
saw
then
blood
splatter everywhere.
Yeah. We never saw a body. I mean, we can't say that, but I don't know.
I'm hoping B-Boy comes back and maybe he's horribly disfigured. Hey, what if he was one of the Disciples of Death?
I don't know.
I don't know. So anyhow.
I think Han Squad might need to investigate the temple. To be honest with you. We might have to just, call out Bale with a Ouija board.
Oh, brother.
No. Okay, let's just skip that. I'm sorry. I'm just being a weirdo. But that might be interesting.
So this first episode, unbelievably entertaining. It was incredible. It started out with a pretty long film vignette featuring Vampiro. Now, what happened at the end of last season, it was revealed that Vampiro was actually Pentagon Jr.'s master. So Vampiro got locked up. He got put in, like a psychiatric institute because he was kind of out of his mind.
Yeah, he went into a very dark place.
He did.
Yeah.
He did. So at the beginning of this episode, we're seeing that he was being reviewed by the administrators to see if he was okay to leave. And
they gave him some medication.
Yeah. So it was aripiprazole, which is a antipsychotic medication.
I'm not saying that word. Yeah, I'm just going to say they sent him off with a bottle of meds.
Yeah, who knows if he's going to take them or not. But he said, hey, I'm okay now. I no longer have those violent urges and tendencies, and I'm okay. Although he had an incredible fantasy segment where he imagines himself just tearing the administrators to pieces. It was unbelievable. So they tell Vampiro he's free to go as long as he stays away from, those things that might trigger his violent tendencies.
You must avoid the people and the places that trigger your violent impulses. Can you agree to that?
Places like, I don't know, the temple. Matt Stryker's there to pick him up. Matt tells him, hey, look, we can have our gig back at the temple again, but
it's not like it was before. What do you mean? From what I'm hearing, it's a much darker place.
And quite literally, it is a very dark place. They dim the lights this year. Phoenix shows up. He says he wants a shot at Mil again. Has the Gift of the Gods belt. If he wants to face Mil, he's going to have to wait until next week, because first, he's got to go up against Cuerno. King Cuerno wants to challenge him, and if Cuerno wins the belt, he gets it. Anybody that challenges the Gift of the Gods champion, if they win, they take it. So that's the first match, King Cuerno versus Phoenix. And that was incredible. That was like 15 minutes.
That was a pretty long match. It was really good.
It was a great way to start the season. Unbelievable, the two of them. And I saw a lot of stuff on Facebook and Twitter, people saying things like, this was my first episode. I'm hooked after the first match. And one of the interesting things that I see that they're doing with Vampiro, they've really kind of bumped up his role. And he's trying to maintain control of himself. He's almost a kinder, gentler kind of guy. He's not. Remember last season? Constantly ranting on Conan, constantly talking bad about him. This year, I don't know. He tells Matt Stryker he loves him, you know?
Yeah.
And, here is a prime example of that new Vampiro attitude. He's talking to Matt during a match, and he says,
Hope makes you courageous. Hope will make you a hero. Yeah, hope can end up killing you as well. See? You're just negative. You're just too negative, Matt.
Too negative? When you think about all the crap he talked about Conan last year,
Yeah.
So the match itself, Cuerno and Phoenix, unbelievable. Cuerno took it. Cuerno got the belt. The next thing we saw was another one of those kind of little short vignettes with Son of Havoc, Ivelisse, and Angelico showing up to the temple. They're back, and they want that Trios championship title that the Disciples of Death took from them at the end of last season. Now, Katrina told them if they want to fight, they can fight. But Mill wants them to fight each other in a match. Right now, you guys are up next. Now, before that match could take place, we got another one of those vignettes where Katrina was talking to King Cuerno in the locker room. He won the Gift of the Gods belt.
Just remember our deal.
You have nothing to worry about. And neither does Mil.
What is he saying? He's going to throw the
He's going to
match?
throw it? Is he not going to challenge him? Or is Mill not going to challenge him? I don't understand. It's just
I don't know.
Something weird's going on.
I don't know, yeah.
I don't know. I had this strange feeling, like, I hope that's not true, but it looked like he was leaving. I mean, he was leaving the temple, but I got this really weird feeling that he was going to go leave.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know why. It was almost like he was saying goodbye. But that can't happen. That can't happen.
I don't think so.
No. I just got a bad feeling, that's all. I'm going to talk about my feelings because, we're paranormal, and that's paranormal.
It's all paranormal.
I'm sensitive. I got a feeling.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah. Anyhow, let's move on.
Hold on, the bullshit meter just spiked.
Did you feel that? Okay.
So, the match between Angelico, Son of Havoc, Ivelisse took it.
Yep.
She took it.
She did. She was awesome. She was the baddest bitch in the building.
We didn't
Hands
really.
down.
Yeah, we didn't see her fight much at all last season because she had injured her leg.
Yeah.
So even throughout all the trios matches, all she could do is really just beat the hell out of people with her crutches.
And shout. And,
She
shout
shouted a
orders
lot.
and tell people what to do. But hey, she was participating. She's a team player. That's what you're supposed to do.
She's the baddest bitch in the building. She's got the loudest voice in the building, too.
She's an attention getter. She gets her point across.
Yeah.
But hey, you do what you gotta do.
Have I mentioned I have an autographed picture of her?
I think you did, but say it again. It's a really cool picture.
Yeah, I got that through Lucha Loot. And you guys, off this topic again, go to Lucha Loot. Look it up on Twitter, look it up on the internet, whatever. It's an incredible deal. Maybe we'll talk about that again.
Mike's not just the hero of cats, he's the king of tangents. But at least we get back to what we were talking about.
What were we talking about? Oh, yeah, Lucha Underground.
Yeah, so Annalise took it.
Matt Stryker was coming out with some really odd lines. I'm not sure. He became like this philosopher suddenly. He came out with the line,
Hey, listen, broken crayons still color, so why not?
broken crayons still color. I don't know what that means. I don't know. And the other one.
Bro, listen, don't trust everything you see, okay? Even salt looks like sugar.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's true.
It is.
That one, I don't know. Did I tweet it? You tweeted it.
I tweeted it.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. Well, because
it was
then
worthy of retweeting.
Vampiro came around and said,
You look like sugar.
I don't know.
There was like this uncomfortable silence.
Maybe that's more of the softer, gentler Vampiro or something. I don't know.
I'm like, well, wait a minute. Is he taking his medication or isn't he? Is this a side effect of it? Is this a side effect of his medication or him not taking it? I don't know.
I looked over at you and I was like, that perfect catchphrase. And I can say it to you all the time.
Yes, you can.
You look like sugar. Oh, boy.
Good stuff.
So, and you know what, too, though? They popped in another vignette, and it said, 350 miles from Boyle Heights, where the temple is. Mm-hmm. And we see these three guys in a car in the dark, and they're kind of lost. They're looking for this place, this temple, where they have underground lucha matches. Mm-hmm. Black Lotus shows up and says, hey, guys, I know where it is. Don't you follow me? Dun, dun, dun. Now we know. What the hell? Dario Cueto has set up a new temple somewhere. Oh my God.
And is that flyer that he has?
Yeah. He posted that on Twitter.
Yeah. Was that done with crayons?
Or tweeted it. I don't know.
Yeah, I was like, you said, what did you say? It's like he went to Kinko's and just had a few copies.
Yeah, can you imagine? Dario Cueto. Give me 3,000 copies of these.
Lucha, lucha, lucha. Catfight.
Then the main event. Ivelisse against Mil Muertes.
Mm-hmm.
And Mil, he's a freaking monster. The whole episode, he was sitting up on his skull throne, watching the entire proceedings. I think at some points it looked like he was falling asleep, but he...
He's transed out. He's just focused. He was very intimidating.
Yeah, absolutely. Dude scares me. Creeps me out.
He's this brick wall.
Yeah.
You know, and I looked at you when Ivelisse, had to face him. First of all, did he not give one of the most impressive pectoral flexes?
Well. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just like, what a show off. He's sitting there flexing his pecs in front of Ivelisse, and then I looked and I'm like, you know what? I went into, fairy tale land, and I said, if I had to face him or a guy like that, I would just do like attack strikes to the knees. There's no way I would do body punches. What's that going to do? Punching, his upper body.
She tried.
Knees and ankles and just try to stay away just really quick.
Which is a lot of what she was doing.
Yeah.
She was, obviously she didn't have the weight that he had or the mass. But so, yeah, she was doing a lot of those submission kind of moves and stuff. She got him in a really good chokehold and everybody got up on their feet.
Him.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I was totally in her corner.
She put up a hell of a fight at the beginning, but he's just too goddamn big. He slammed her good.
He's huge.
Yeah. And she was out. He got the pin. So then Katrina gets into the ring. Mm-hmm. And she has a little whisper to Mil. Mil goes after Ivelisse again, even though she's out. He's going to totally just destroy her. I don't know what he was going to do to her. Maybe break her in half or what. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Puma shows up. Everybody freaked out.
Comes in to save the day.
Everybody loves Puma. Mm-hmm. He's a cool dude.
He's a clean fighter. That's one thing. He's clean.
Yeah. You know what? Oh, look out. Cat fight.
God. Okay.
We haven't seen Conan yet.
No.
He got thrown in a coffin, though, toward the end of last season. Yeah. So I don't know if he's dead. I'm not sure what's going on. But Puma got Ivelisse out of the ring. And Mil was standing there just like, like glaring at him, and they're pointing, and and Puma's like, come on. Mm-hmm. And then,
your boy.
Cero Miedo. Pentagon Jr. gets in the ring. The place erupts. Mm-hmm. Everybody's freaking out.
Yeah.
Pentagon Jr. attacks Mil, does a great lung blower on him, knocks him out, and then he looks over at Vampiro, who's his master.
Yep.
And they kind of exchange a little glance. And Vampiro didn't really react. He was kind of like,
he seemed pretty neutral. Like he wasn't for it or against it, which I was surprised. It was almost like a no reaction.
And Pentagon says, F it. I'm doing it. Breaks Mil Muertes' arm.
I did. Oh, well, it was crazy.
What now?
Yeah, what now?
What now?
I'm just sitting there like, okay, wait, is there reign of doom over, or is it still going to continue from here? But yeah, his arm's broken.
I don't know.
And when Katrina came to his side and he kicks the camera,
he did.
So pissed off. I lost it.
I had mentioned before that the cameramen in that place, they need to have pretty good insurance because
I'm sure
Mil goes at him.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
One thing we forgot to mention is that when Mil did defeat Ivelisse, Katrina refused to do the lick of death on her.
Yeah.
Yeah, just left her hanging.
Yeah.
I'm sure people were very disappointed.
So just when we thought the episode was over, and it couldn't get any better, and we go back to that shady warehouse-looking place where those guys were looking for a underground lucha match. Mm-hmm. Black Lotus walks them up. Who's standing there? Dario Cueto, of course. He's like, yeah, what do you guys want? And they're like, oh, we want to, check out these matches. He charges them all $20 to get in. And then one of the guys says,
who's fighting tonight? You are.
snacks. They became Matanza snacks.
Yeah.
Those poor guys.
Oh, man. What a... Oh, God. Incredible show. You guys, if you're not watching it, you need to be watching it. It's incredibly entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and this just in.
Yes.
Natalie has news.
There is going to be a Lucha Underground Season 3. It's been green-lighted.
Yeah.
No other information has been given about
Right.
when it will tape or anything like that, how many episodes, but it's been signed on for a third season.
We saw a few little rumors floating around that they were talking to the talent at the current tapings, which they're wrapping up the second season right now. But we didn't know if it was legit.
Exactly.
But Lucha Underground themselves confirmed that?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That the world rejoices. The believers rejoice. Lucha Click rejoices.
It's time for Real Talk with Mike Wolfer, covering the world of indie comics from the inside out. News, gossip, and helpful tips for aspiring comics writers, artists, and publishers. It's all right here on Real Talk. Now here's your host, 30-year veteran of indie comics publishing, Mike Wolfer.
All right, so now it's time for that show that everyone hates when I talk about a lot of stuff that no one cares about. No.
People care. Yes, they do.
I just want to give a quick update on what we're working on. We've had a whole bunch of books go to press recently. A lot of them were Kickstarter rewards. A lot of them were books that were going to Diamond to be distributed to comic shops everywhere. Tomorrow, which is...
Today, Tuesday, is February 2nd.
Oh, boy. So tomorrow, February 3rd, Mike Wolfer's Gallery of Terror will be in stores. That's that full-color pinup book that was previously available only through Kickstarter, but I did a retail version that has a few different pieces in it, so it's a little bit different than the one that a lot of people have already. Widow Archives Volume 2, I believe that is out as well. Next week, or possibly the week after, I'm not sure, the first issue of Daughters of the Dark Oracle, Orgy of the Vampires will be out. And that's the one that features Countess Bathory that I talked about last week on the podcast. We're also having the printing of all the Countess Bathory books done this week. In fact, I just heard from Kablam Digital Printing like 2 days ago. They're ready to go to press with those. So, you know, the usual thing with us putting out books and lettering and scanning and drawing and writing and blah, 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 and packaging, and we're getting ready to do another big shipping push. We still have a few rewards to clean up that need to go out from the previous 3, and then we have Gruesome Goodies and Maximum Widow to get out. Oh, yeah, that one's going to press as well soon. We have a little bit more work to do on that, you know, like computer prep work, but that'll be out there too. We've got the window clings, which look
They're really cool.
awesome. That's just clear plastic, and it's got the white widow spider logo-y thing on it. So
My little child popped out and I said, it's like a color form.
It is.
Color forms.
So we've got all kinds of stuff going on. I have a new Kickstarter that's launching February 15th for Widow Progeny. That's going to be a graphic novel. That's going to be the reward. You're going to get the graphic novel that collects the entire 3-issue series. And that series will be in stores in individual issues in July, August, September. First issue is drawn by Carl Moline, and issues 2 and 3 are being done by Roy Allen Martinez. And speaking of Kickstarter, I've mentioned before that I'm going to be doing this top secret project for a company called American Mythology Productions. And they have some other licenses, licensed books that they're doing, one of which is the Three Stooges. They're doing a Three Stooges comic, and they recently launched a Kickstarter to fund that. So you guys should check that out if you're into all that kind of like eye-poking, super violent slapstick fun.
Good old
The
Three
rewards
Stooges.
are really cool looking, and it looks like a lot of fun. So you guys should check that. So that top secret project that I'm doing, I'm writing a book for them. You guys want to know what it is? I still can't say.
I know.
We're still waiting to be able to give the official announcement. But
Well, I'll tell people something that they don't know yet.
We'll tell them.
I'll be lettering it.
Well, hell, That's the best part. Yeah, I'm writing it. Andrew Mangum is drawing it. Natalie is lettering it. We have a script that is in production now. I'm almost completed the first issue. Mm-hmm. I sound like a writer, don't I? I'm almost completed the first issue. It's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be good.
Excellent.
Excellent. But yeah, I'm almost through with the script, and we're working on covers. And here's a little inside information. I will be actually doing covers myself. Mm-hmm. One cover for each issue, and those will be colored by Cece de la Cruz.
Yes.
So they're going to be hopefully just phenomenal. I hope so. But the license holder of this property, they've given approval to my plot. They have approved the logo that I designed, logo for the book, and also the my first cover that I drew. With licensed properties, they do need to see everything that you're planning on doing first, because
that's just how it goes.
I've seen properties that have just been destroyed by crazy people. Mm-hmm. Hey. Oh boy. There's a fight.
In the bathroom.
So hopefully soon, we're kind of waiting to get, holy crap. We're just going to keep going.
Yeah, just keep going. They're having fun.
We have to get some artwork together and stuff before American Mythology can make, the official announcement, you want to be able to show some artwork and stuff. So we're working on all of that, different cover images and things. So, pretty soon we'll be able to announce it. I can't wait, because it's something
You're very excited about it.
It goes way, way, way back with me. Mm-hmm. In fact, I'll give a little hint. No one will ever guess, but I'll give a hint. It's something that I've discussed on this show as being something that I love very, very much. And it's not Godzilla. I think a lot of people are going to go, it's Godzilla! He's talking about Godzilla.
Uh-oh.
Jeez. What?
There's food everywhere.
All right, time out. You know what? I think it's time for us to take a break.
Yeah. You guys are idiots. I love you. Well, this is very entertaining. I like it. Then you know what? This would be Dario Cueto approved, because he loves violence.
He does love violence.
I just want to remind everyone that you can follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Speaking of Twitter, some of the people that we saw on the first episode of Lucha Underground.
Oh, yeah.
The Lucha Clique. You had J-Man, Urban, Ashley, Blood Soup, Sonia Blade, Angelica Garcia. I think Lucha Gringo was there.
He's usually there.
He usually is there. And I don't know if Mil Machetes was there, and El Butcher. There's so jealous. Many people. I know. They have great seats, too, right up front by the stairs.
It's really cool that when they do pan across the audience and go, hey, look, there's... We know those guys. I mean, we're just Twitter buddies.
Right.
But it's still cool.
And a bunch of them were also there for Ultima Lucha, the final tapings.
I know.
So,
jeez.
Lucky guys. So getting back to that, follow us on Twitter, on Facebook, and YouTube. And on YouTube, you can find our first 33 episodes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They're up there, and I keep forgetting that they're there.
Yeah.
Yeah, 33 of them. You know what?
What?
Here I go. I'm off on a tangent. Look out.
Oh, it's not a soapbox. It's a tangent.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a different thing. No. YouTube.
Yes.
I've talked about this on previous episodes, that I have a video up. Okay, here's the backstory. In 1976, a movie came out called Track of the Moon Beast. It's one of my favorite bad movies. Mm-hmm. Okay? I think they were really trying, but it just, it just didn't. It's kind of like 1 star on Rotten Tomatoes, but that's beside the point. It doesn't matter. To me, it doesn't matter. It can have no stars and I can still love it. I love this movie, Track of the Moon Beast. And it was on Mystery Science Theater. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people know that movie from seeing it on Mystery Science Theater 3000, which of course they just savaged it because that's what they do. Mm-hmm. Now there was a little segment in the middle of the movie where the characters went to this little outdoor concert thing and they watched a band play. And this band played a song called California Lady. I love the song. Now, of course, on Mystery Science Theater, they had to say how much they hated it and how terrible it was and pick on the lead singer's appearance and all of that. The singer, his name was Frank Larrabee. And I did some research, looked this guy up, and I found on eBay a 45 RPM record, but it's like a little mini EP. It's got 6 songs on it, 3 on each side. California Lady is one of those songs. I've never ever seen another one of these discs ever anywhere. And every couple of months I'll search, but never seen one. I've got the actual studio recording of California Lady. And I used this digital audio recorder we're using to record the podcast right now, held it up to the speakers of my stereo to record California Lady, just so I could put that up on YouTube. The thing's got over 6,200 views on it. I don't even know how many comments. Loads and loads of comments. A lot of people saying, oh my God, this is incredible. This is the Holy Grail. And it kind of is. And I own it. Plus, I have 5 more songs that probably not a lot of people have heard. I don't want to say nobody has ever heard, because Frank Larrabee had these things pressed, back in the 70s, and I don't know if they were sold or distributed. I don't know, but I've got one. And I was able to use a little USB connector that goes from my turntable to the computer, so I was able to make a digital recording of this thing, and I'm just waiting to find the time to be able to post this. So all 6 songs are going to be on YouTube. It's incredible. But here's the kicker. Here's the cool thing. I got a message from a guy. He posted a comment on the first video I put up, California Lady. His name is Ray St. Clair, and he was the sound recordist on Track of the Moonbeast. Here's the story behind this. This is how Frank Larrabee's band got to be in that movie. They were filming the movie back in 1972 in Albuquerque, New Mexico. It wasn't released until 76, but in 72 was when they did the filming. The cast and the crew were staying at a Ramada Inn in Albuquerque. Frank Larrabee's band was playing a gig there in the dining room that night. So, they were all kind of hanging out. They're like, hey, these guys are pretty good. And according to Ray St. Clair, they conned them into being in the movie. So, I think about Frank Larrabee today. Now, he is a Appaloosa horse breeder, rancher. He also has a construction company. And if you look him up, his phone number is out there, for his construction company. I would love to just call that number and say, can I talk to Frank, please? And if I did get him on the phone, would he want to talk to me? Because of what they did on Mystery Science Theater, I'm wondering, how does he feel about it? Would he think that I was some goof who was just calling to crank him? I wouldn't be. I would call and say, dude, I freaking love that song. It's a really great song. And I hear he still does gigs here and there once in a while. Just little mic trivia stuff. But I thought that was really cool that this guy, Ray St. Clair, took the time to post a comment on there. So we know a little bit more. And
the more you know.
Yeah, knowing is half the battle. Oh, you know what?
What?
Speaking of television, last night, The X-Files.
Yes.
Episode 3 of the new 6-episode series.
What did you think?
It's absolutely not what I was expecting because of the first 2. And of course, keep in mind, I've never seen The X-Files. I've never seen The X-Files. So this is totally new. I watched the first 2 and I'm like, man, this is for real scary stuff. And the last night was like out of left field. I'm like, what the hell? It was like a comedy. I liked it.
It went from crazy serious to humorous. Yeah.
And I didn't think it felt out of place. The characters did not seem outside of themselves and like weird in any way. It just was like a different side of Scully and Mulder. And for me, I've only seen 2 episodes so far.
Right.
So the third one, I liked it. It was cool. It made them human, I thought. So with your extensive knowledge of the series, because you've seen all the old ones, what did you think?
I liked it. I mean, there's been a handful of, funny, humorous episodes.
So that's nothing new.
It isn't anything new. I mean, I'm trying to think, 9 seasons? There's been, like I said, like a handful. And I mean, even in the serious episodes, you have some humor sometimes, but not an entire episode where there's a lot of funniness going on. Did I just make that up? funniness.
Funny? No, that's a word.
Yeah, okay.
It is now.
But
last night's episode, as an example, if anybody didn't see it, it was about this reptilian kind of creature thing.
Yeah, like a lizard werebeast or something.
Yeah, when he wasn't in that form, he was dressed like Carl Kolchak from The Night Stalker, which was a big thrill for me, and now I know it was the creators of the series, Chris Carter. He loves all that old stuff, so that was a cool homage to the shows that inspired the X-Files. But yeah, it was kooky because the guy was a lizard creature that turned into a man, you know, rather than vice versa. So that was a nice, fun little twist. But
yeah, it was a cool story.
The older ones that were comedy, what kind of stuff did they do?
Two that come to mind that I really liked, and the one of them I'm going to mention was from the 3rd season, so it's kind of foggy. And actually, our buddy Nicholas Ramirez, he had mentioned this one because your pal Charles Nelson Riley was in it.
Oh, CNR. That's right. Yeah.
But that's the thing. I did not realize when watching it back some years ago that it was him. I had no idea. So that was really cool. The name of the episode is Jose Chung's from Outer Space. It's from the 3rd season, 20th episode. And Charles Nelson Riley is a novelist, and he's writing a book about a couple who was abducted by aliens. A couple that was also investigated by Mulder and Scully. And what's funny about it is
Charles Nelson Riley.
I do remember.
No, sorry.
No, it's okay. When he's interviewing witnesses, he's getting all the same facts from them. However, he's getting different versions of the facts. You know, it's about perception, and that's what's really funny about it. So you would like that one.
Like they show you actually see the story that each person tells, but then you see the next person's, and it varies, and it's not what
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's kind of funny in that way. And then another one that was really good that I remember quite well is called Bad Blood, and that was from the 5th season, 12th episode. It starts out with Mulder driving a stake through what he believes is a vampire through their heart, and Mulder and Scully have to report back to Skinner's office and corroborate, tell their story. So Mulder and Scully want to make sure that they have the same story they're comparing. And again, it's kind of like perception. Scully tells her version, Mulder tells his version, and they perceive each other very differently in their stories, where Mulder sees Scully as being agitated and ornery, and, Mulder's lighthearted and enthusiastic.
Yeah.
And Scully has kind of like the same thing where Mulder's the one that's cranky and everything, and I'm the one that's, open-minded and,
We just saw an episode
funny.
of Everybody Loves Raymond recently where Ray and Deborah, kind of the same thing. His perception was he was like, "Hello, honey, how are you?" And hers was he was like slamming stuff around and whatever.
Demanding, make me dinner. Yeah, that type of thing. And he was all, "Oh, honey, how are you, sweet cheeks?" and blah, blah, blah. So, yeah.
Sweet cheeks.
he has all these weird nicknames for her every time, It's things that I'd be like, please don't call me that.
Did we just give it away that we watch Everybody Loves Raymond?
We do, whatever. So, it continues on from there. They're comparing their stories, and while they're waiting to enter Skinner's office, the coroner removes the stake from the vampire's heart, and he comes back to life.
Oh, okay, so it was a real vampire.
Well, it's still debatable.
Oh.
He gets up, runs away, and now, I believe it's Texas. Mulder and Scully are called back to go back to Texas and figure out what's going on. From what I remember, I don't know if it was like an RV park, woodsy or whatever, but they're, surrounded by people with green glowing eyes and fangs. I honestly forget where it goes from there, if they capture them or not. I'm pretty sure it's like an open-ended mystery. And then they go back to Skinner's office and tell their story, the same story. So,
one of the things I asked you last night when we were watching the show was, from what I understand, the earlier ones were kind of, they call it like quote unquote monster of the week. Were the monsters really monsters, or were they kind of debunking myths and like, oh, it wasn't really a monster, it was old man Higgins, and you would have got away with it.
From what I remember, it was both. Certain things were solved, others were not. They were left open. And from what I recall, most of the episodes were self-contained. It was a story told from beginning to end, and then you'd have a new story the next time. I feel that as the series went on, the episodes weren't self-contained as much. So.
Yeah. Well, I liked it.
Good.
It was cool.
Yeah.
3 more left, right?
That's it, I know.
Yeah.
I hope they do more.
Yep, so we're breaking down. All right. Well, that wraps it up for this week. I hope you guys had as much fun listening as we did talking.
Which reminds me, I have one more thing to blab.
Why?
Tomorrow, don't forget, all new episode of Lucha Underground.
Oh, hell yeah.
And 2 fights have already been announced.
Yes. Who?
You have Killshot versus Johnny Mundo. And Willie Mack versus the Darewolf PJ Black.
He's a new guy.
That's his debut, so this should be really fun, really interesting.
Oh, man. I hope Willie Mack's all right. I hope he's recovered from having his face put through a cinder block by Cage and Ultima
that was
Lucha.
rough.
Oh, my God.
What were they drinking? A few more of those.
Light beer.
Light beer. He should be all right.
All right. Look for us on Twitter and
Facebook and YouTube and...
Yeah. So?
Adios.
Stay spooky.
Stylists are willing to die for you.